Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in today. I hope that you are having a really awesome day. Today we're going to do a fun video, yes, a makeup tutorial. Before we get into that tutorial, let's do my positive note for today. Being open allows the spirit to be open. In life, we have to be willing to allow for room to grow. And I want to focus on openness in a way that you're open to not only yourself, but to change, recognizing new abilities, opportunities, and just being inspired to allow what happens, and not in a way to look at it as, okay, just relinquish control of things, but to allow yourself to let life guide you. Trust your instincts, trust your sense of being, set appropriate boundaries, but still remain open and not closed. Because I feel like through life we have to just really flow with life, the experiences that we receive. Everything I feel like we go through is a learning experience, and though some experiences are harder than others, is how we grow and uplift ourselves from those circumstances. And all circumstances, I feel like every step along the way in life we're supposed to manifest by becoming wiser, becoming more stronger, becoming more just open, at peace, learning more about what we can not only give to ourselves, but we're capable of giving to others. So that is my positive note for today. I just want to plant a seed of openness and just allow yourself to experience new things, experience and reflect on your life. So when you go to sleep tonight, just really think about your day, or if you're watching this in the morning or the afternoon, really reflect about your day. Think about what you can do. If there are things in your mind that you want to change, think about how you can change it. I feel like being open also allows empowerment. It allows us to just really hang in there, really hang in there, see that we can accomplish what we want, we can be who we want, we can discover more within ourselves and allow ourselves to discover in others as well. So with that positive note, I do conclude. So today I would like to do a makeup tutorial, and we're going to be doing a fun makeup tutorial. At least I hope it would be fun. And this tutorial will be talking about NYX cosmetics, and I know some of us may say NYX, but I say NYX. And this is a palette that I have really been eyeing every time I would go into the NYX store. And I just like going in the NYX store. Sometimes I buy something, sometimes I don't. And when I'm in the store, I always go straight to the eyeshadow areas or the lip product areas. And sometimes I go in the foundation areas, but I kind of like drill first to the eyeshadow area. So while I was in the store, I started swatching the palette that I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial from, and it is called the NYX Swear By It palette. And on the website they call it the Swear By It shadow palette. Now this is what the palette looks like. I apologize for my ring light. So these are the colors. There are 40 eyeshadow shades in this palette. palette. It retails for $35, and I think it's a reasonable price. I think that is a palette that really gives you all the colors that you need in the spectrum of colors. I think also it's a rainbow palette. It's like a rainbow palette that is a splendid rainbow palette. You have your reds, not so much pinks in here because pinks is kind of along the rainbow spectrum. So you have your reds, you have your yellows, you have your oranges, you have your greens, you have your blues, and you have your violets, and you have your browns, and you have your blacks. Pinks is like that spectrum of red, like red and white mixed together. But the primary colors, you have them in this palette. So let me open this up and show this to you. So yeah, so these are the 40 shades. So you can see how you have this whole expanded rainbow spectrum. And on the back of the palette, it lists out, there's no names for this palette, so they're just 40 shades. You just see them in this box here. And they're shown in both warm tones and cool tones. So on this side, if you cover up here, you have your cool tones. If you cover up here, you have your warm tones. So it is, like as I was mentioning in my recent videos, how there's a trend of brands creating palettes that have both warm and cool tone palettes in them. Like, when I look at this palette, if I just want to do a create cool tone look, then I will gravitate to that other half of that palette. If I want to do a warm tone look, then I'll gravitate to that other side of that palette. So kind of in the middle portion, because they're still in the middle part, I say this is more the neutral warm. This is kind of neutral cool over here, and then this is just cool. So you get like a variety in this palette, and it's as the NYX sale consultant told me in the store, this is your all-in-one palette, and it truly is. You get all the colors pretty much that you want and that you can create, kind of blend together, kind of create other complementary colors. So I really think that this is a good all-in-one palette. So again, this palette is rated very highly. It has a 4.7 stars on the NYX website for those who like to read reviews. You can read the reviews. So there are 3 different finishes in this palette. You have your mattes, your metallics, and your satins. So that is that palette. This palette does contain pressed pigments. So there's one pressed pigment shade, that's number 18. So on the back, it has all the different numbers, and it gives you the ingredients for each number. This is not a vegan palette. It does contain carmine. And for anybody who has sensitivity to talc, it does contain talc. But you can read the ingredients as well. But I overall like this palette. It's very useful, and it is like a palette you could take with you, like if you're traveling or you're going on vacation or you're getting ready for some special event. It's something you can pull out and really create decent looks. So that's the information on this palette. So let me go in and talk about, so I already have pre-done most of my face. Again, I am using on my face a tinted moisturizer. It's my Mercier tinted moisturizer with SPF 20. It's a lightweight coverage tinted moisturizer, and again, this is in the color tan. I am really enjoying this tinted moisturizer. It's one of my favorite tinted moisturizer, or you could say BB cream. And the next thing I have put on my face is the Makeup Revolution blush, the matte blush, and it's in the color Nude, and this is what it looks like. Kind of open up, and this is the color. And I want to pick up other shades if Makeup Revolution still make the matte blushes. They are so good, and they're really nicely pigmented. So that takes care of what's on my face. And also for lips, I am wearing the Bareminerals Marvelous Moxie lip gloss, and this is what the box looks like, and it's in the shade Maverick. And this came in one of the Mercier bags that I bought from Bareminerals, and it had this like mini, this is a mini size lip gloss from Bareminerals. Again, it came in a mystery bag that comes along with other products in that bag. I love to buy those because you just never know what you're going to get. And it came with a makeup bag, it came with brushes, it came with eye pencil, like eyeliner pencil. It came with also this lip gloss. It came with blush, a lip balm. So I like to buy those because it's a good way to test out Baremineral products. So that's what I am wearing on my lips. So let's go ahead and get started with this tutorial. So before I get started, let me prime my eyelids. I will be priming my eyelids today with the CoverGirl Lid Lock-Up Eyeshadow Primer. And this is what it looks like. And I'm just gonna do my eyes. I use a different brush today to put on my foundation. Usually I use my NYX powder brush to apply my, not foundation, I'm sorry, my tinted moisturizer. So I use a different brush. And sometimes I feel like brushes give you a different type of look to your face. So if anything looks different, that's what it is. And just gonna line my eyes with some down here because I want to prime. I will be putting colors in that area. Put some here. And then I'm going to go over to my next. I don't know how much is left in this container, but I'm going to plan to hit pan, like really use it up. And I will repurchase as long as they have it available, because I really like it. I think it's a really good drugstore primer. And like your colors really, I think the shadow really holds in place. Oh, went a little bit too wide with that. Concealing my lash lines. Okay, so now we're ready to go ahead and get started with the tutorial. Yeah, let me stop filling in with my hair. So anyhow, let's go ahead and get started. So I will be using my BH Cosmetic Rose Gold Brush Collection. Again, I told you I was married to it, and I'm not planning to divorce. I may, you know, have some other friends of it or new guests to the house. If you catch me using other brushes, I like to test out brushes. I love makeup brushes. So it's one of my things. I like to test them out and sometimes just put them on rotation basically. So the first shade I'm going to go in with is the shade 20, have my notes down here, shade 21, and it's going to be, I'm going to apply my lid color all over my lids, and I'm going to apply that with my rose gold flat shader brush. Looks like this, and it's a long shader brush, and I'm just going to go in with that shade, and it is a gold shade. This is one of their metallics. It's one of the colors that I really gravitated to when I bought this palette. Like, I really want this palette. You know, when we buy palettes, we pick out the palette based on the colors and the colors that we could see ourselves wearing. That's me. And I'm not going to go all the way over my eyes with this color because I will be working with my outer crease, and I want to allow that color to do what it needs to do in the corner. So as you can see, it's a nice, like, I want to say Midas touch, nice gold shade. It really pops. I'm just putting that color all the way in. That is so pretty. A part of me wants to hold a mirror, because even though I'm looking at one right now, I want to hold one up close just so everything looks really nice and put together. Let's see. Yeah, this gold is so stunning. If you love gold, you will love this gold. An all gold eye look. Yes. And this is being applied with a dry brush. There's no wetting at all. So now I'm going to go in. Let me move my brushes around so I can get to them, since I'm balancing my palette onto something else. So next I'm going to go in with shade number 13, and it is that very yellow color above shade 21, and I'm going to go in and place this in my crease, and we're going to blend that out. I'm just going to go in my crease. So it's a nice, like, true yellow shade. So you all who are into the yellow right now, this is a nice, I would say this is a very nice yellow shade. Let me not turn to the corner because I want you all to be able to see that. I don't know why I turned to the side. So over here, and then you just blend this out like so. And it's so pretty. So if you want to make a all yellow gold eye look, these are the two shades that you just need. And then you just throw on some mascara or eyelashes if you wear falsies, and then you just go. Like, it looks really pretty. So I'm just going to continue to build this color up a bit, tapping off any excess. Now if you want it to look more yellow, don't tap off your brush. Just apply it as is and go in. But I always say just start off light and build up the color. And then we're going to go over to the next eye. And buff that color in. I'm going to blend it in. So how many of you all out there are into dreams? Like, do you keep a dream journal? Do you study dreams? Do you interpret your dreams? Do you like interpreting other people's dreams? Because I feel like dreams are one of those mystic phenomena that we are, I don't know, we are born with. I guess we are born with it, but we experience it naturally, just like how we breathe. And I wonder if there anybody out there that simply does not dream. Is that possible, that you can go to sleep at night and just never have a dream? It depends. For me, my dreams, and I usually remember them when they're more vivid, is when I'm trying to process something in my life, or something's like either causing me stress or concern, or just there's major changes occurring in my life. I dream more, and they can be more vivid, and if they're more vivid, I tend to remember them. If they're kind of very light dreams, then I don't always remember them. But I like dreams because I think dreams are a way to talk to us. So I'm done with blending that yellow in the crease. So next I'm going to move in with my outer crease shade, and I'm going to go in and use, so I just used my blending fluffy rose gold brush from BH Cosmetics. Now I'm going to go in and use my short tapered detail brush from BH Cosmetics. And I really just think that dreams are very interesting because it does tell a lot about us. And oftentimes it's like our thoughts that's continue to happen while we're sleeping, or things that we need to process. And the whole Carl Freud, the whole the id, the ego, and the superego, and how we just like we have a level of consciousness is what I'm saying. So the next shade I'm going with is a blue aqua shade. So it's a bluish blue that's in this palette, and I will show you the color on the screen. So I'm just gonna put this on the outer portion of my eyes, and you're gonna notice it looks really blue when you pack it on, but as you blend, it's gonna turn green, because blue and yellow makes what? Green. So if you really want that blue to stay, I say to leave space in the crease for the outer part of your eyes, and really not touch it, so that blue can really give off that true blue color. Because if you look, it looks green. It's like a green color on my outer V. And that blue is so stunning, but it's one of those colors that needs to be left alone. Like, I don't think you can blend that yellow into that area because it turns it green. So it turns into a nice green shade. I'm going to go back and pack some more because you can see how blue it is. That zooms in. It's super blue. So I just pat it in. And this blue is shade number 23. It's 2 shades down from number 21, which is this gold on my eyelid. So I'm just going to I'm patting it in, but then I'm going to blend that in. So yes, dreams are very interesting, and they're symbolic because when you think about your dreams or while you're having that dream, you will be able to, usually you'll be able to pinpoint it to something that's occurring in your life. But I want to know how many of you have, like, do you have very clear dreams that you can easily interpret? Do you have those very complicated dreams like you're falling into a hole, or you're dreaming like a car is chasing you or something like that? Because we do have those typical dreams where we are like flying. I used to have those a lot, especially when I was living back home. I used to have dreams of myself flying. I say a lot when I'm thinking, sorry. So we tend to have dreams that are, you know, or we dream like somebody's chasing us, or we dream about falling, or we're on the edge or something. Sometimes I dream about heights. I'm one of those people who don't like heights at all. And when I dream about it, it always makes me nervous, but I know what it's coming from. I know how to interpret that. So I just like dreams because dreams are just, it's a way of talking to us. It's like our psyche. You know, for those who are into psychology, who study psychology, or who just study dreams, it's a way to understand ourselves and our psyche, basically, to process our day-to-day. Because some of us don't take time to think about or process during the day, so at night our dreams are rapid and they're just ongoing, and you wake up and like night sweats because you can't believe that you've been dreaming what you've been dreaming, and you be thinking, oh, did I eat something bad? Or it could just be something that, you know, especially like if you're running from things, if your dream's telling you need to face whatever it is that you're running from. But I really love that color. Next time I do a gold yellow look, I'm gonna leave my outer crease alone so that blue can really stand out. Because when I blend it in together, it really turns green. So you just have to be aware that it's not going to stay blue. It's going to turn green. You could come back later and try to pat in that blue, like I'm doing right now. But it's going to turn into like a deep green. And there's some blue that shows because I think it's where I didn't touch that yellow as much. But just know it's going to turn to that nice. So I'm going to work on my lower lash line. Initially, when I did this pre-look, I used a fluffy brush to blend out the lower part of my eyes. I think I'm just going to use, because if I use a fluffy brush, it may smear out more color than I need to. And when I was doing the look, I was just experimenting and just playing with my look. But I'm just going to go in with this pointed, I would say a pointed smudger brush from the Rose Gold line. And I'm just going to line my eyes with that same blue, shade 23. And I'm just going to connect it. I'm just going to start on the corner. Let me tap off a little bit of that blue. And I'm just going to smudge that in and try to softly connect it to this outer part of my eye. I'm just going to smudge it halfway in, not all the way, because I'm going to go in with another color. So that's what the blue looks like when they're not blending with the green. And if you wanted to look more blue, just pat it. Pat the color in. And it looks really like, I call this my tropical look. It's really nice and blue. But yes, dreams are very, very interesting, because I think if I had to go back to school, I would probably want to study dreams, because I just like the whole idea of the fact that we're able to dream and have pictures and images and different things like that when we're sleeping at night, because it really gives us a perspective. I took that in a little bit too far, I should say, than I wanted to, but that's okay. So now I'm going to go in, I'm going to dust that color onto my wrist, kind of remove some of that blue, and I'm going to go in now with shade number 21, which is that gold that's on my eyelid, and I'm going to place that on my lower lash line. And this gold is very very shimmery and metallic, but it almost has like little flecks of gold that kind of moves around. So when I blend it together with that blue, it turns into a nice, like a subtle little green color, just a little bit. Not too much. I'm leaving room for my inner corner, so that's why I'm not going all the way. Take that up a little bit. I'm just gonna, it makes my eyes water a little bit, because when I get that brush near my waterline, it kind of set that in. But yeah, we have to I think we really have dreams to open up our minds, open up possibilities, help us to deal with things that we don't like to deal with, like water coming out of your tear duct. So it's just very, very interesting. You know, my little tear duct was fine until I started messing with it. So I'm just not gonna give it too much attention. But anyhow, going on with my thought process. So dreams are just very interesting. So I'm just gonna go in right now and just really blend in the color, like blending these edges. Kind of blend that in so everything will look nice and blended. Go over here and blend. Just really gives, it's very, it's like these colors I'm using are very bright. And that gold will move, so if you put it on your lower lash line, you have to go back in and kind of clean that up. Otherwise the little gold flecks in that color kind of like moves around. So let me go in with my inner corner color. So I just like dreams. I just think dreams are just like an open passage to discovering who we are and understanding more of who we are and why we, you know, just understanding your own like day-to-day life just help you to put things in perspective. Some dreams are just wow and they may have no occurrence to anything that's going on in your life, and then other dreams maybe like, yes, it's head on touching something. So the inner corner shade that I'll be using is shade number 20. And it is the first orange shade in front of that gold shade number 21 that I use on my eyelids. So that way you have a good reference of what the color looks like. And I'm just going to use the same pointed brush. And I'm going in and line that color in my inner corner. And this is such a nice brush to really work your inner corner highlight because it's pointed and it kind of like fits nicely and snug into the inner portion of the eye. I keep turning to the side. Let me face you all. So it fits really nicely into the eye area. And you could just build that color up if you wanted more orange. And I did do this look when I first did it. I did it using the Kat Von D color correcting eyeshadow primer, which I really love and enjoy using for a primer on my eyes. And they both equally look the same on my eyes. The CoverGirl one just popped the shimmer a little bit more, because I kind of felt like the Kat Von D primer, it was still popping that gold, but it was a little bit muted, just a little bit, compared to the CoverGirl. So just for those who may use the Kat Von D eyeshadow primer, just be aware. But it's still, both of them look really good with the NYX eyeshadow. They look really, really nice. So again, this is my little tropical getaway eye look. Very, very fun and very festive for the summer. So that is pretty much my look. And yes, so as you can see, it gives that very tropical, you want to be in the Bahamas type vibe. So the next thing I'm going to do is go in. So that pretty much covers my eye look using the NYX Swear By It palette. And just for I show you, so I'm done with all the colors. So this is shade 21. It is this gold shade here. It's like a shimmer metallic. I think more metallic with that shimmer, you know, vibe to it. But it's one of the full metallics, I think, in this palette. The next shade I use is shade 13. It is that bright yellow shade here. I use that in my transitional crease shade up in here. And then I went in with shade number 23, which is this deep blue shade here, aqua. And then I just put it in my outer crease, blended it, turned into that nice green type shade. And then the next shade that I used was that same shade to go into my lower lash line. I put shade 21 in my lower lash line as well. And then in my inner corner, I used that orange, and that is shade number 20, which is this shade right here next to 21. So I just stayed kind of in that family, and with a little bit of pop of blue there. So those are the colors. So I really like this look, and I do think these shadows blend out really nicely. Very pigmented, very good. So I really like this look. So now I'm going to go in with the mascara. So for my mascara, I'm going to put on the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise mascara. I click my mouth a lot. Sorry if that annoys you all. I have to learn to practice not doing that. So we're just gonna apply some to my eyes. Since the summer is all about being bold and bright and neon, this color is really pretty. And I wonder, I do own the NYX Brights Ultimate palette, because I'm not sure if you all know, but those little mini NYX palettes that you see in Target or in the NYX store or anywhere that carry NYX, and they sell those little mini eyeshadow palettes, like I think maybe 5 or 6 shades are in it, and they are all coming from the Ultimate full size palette. So those palettes that have like 4 rows of 4s, so I think they're like 16 shades, 12 or 16 shades in the palette. Yeah, I think there's 4 rows, because I think there's 4 colors going over there. I think there are I want to think there are 4 colors going across and 4 going down. I want to think there's 16 shades, but they each are broken down. Those minis are broken down from the bigger palettes. So I was noticing that when I was in Target one night, and I was just looking at seeing the difference from the palettes. I want to think with the Neon Bright palette, they have maybe one or two shades that's not in the, that may not be in the Brights palette, but that's where they come from, so you can kind of compare. But the Brights, the Neons, is summer trends for this year. And I'm not mad at it because I love a good color eye. I love neutrals. I'm versatile. Like, I'm like a little chameleon. I can versatile create my versatility. So I can be very versatile in my looks. I don't just stay married to any particular look. It just depends on my mood and what I'm going for. But I'm gonna lean in, but you know what, let me get my Bareminerals compact back out so I can really look closely. But yeah, where was I? I don't even remember what I was saying. But anyhow, oh, my versatility with eye looks. Yeah, because I like to wear neutral eyes. I like it. And it's simple. Ooh, I blinked and smeared some mascara there. Oh well. And I gotta try not to blink my eyes when I put it on. They say to use this side of the brush to comb your hair, so use your mascara wand to do like this. So yeah, but I really love smoky eye looks. That's like my signature statement type of look. But I just like shadows. I like them from the nudes and neutrals and pinks and mauves and corals and the yellows and the blues and the greens and the purples. I just love it all, in the deep gray and taupes. Like, I love it all. Like, that's what I think. That's why I say makeup is art. If you really love art, you'll pretty much be into a lot of different types of art, different types of shadow pigments. That whole type of jazz. So that completes my look. Hope that you all like it. So my opinion on the NYX palette, I definitely recommend it. It is a very nice, versatile palette. It's your all-in-one. You just simply need colors, or if you just need nude shades, or you just need cool tones, or you just needed your warm tones, or you just needed your smoky shades, this palette has all of those shades. And I really think NYX needs to just leave this as a permanent palette in their eyeshadow line, because people will gravitate to this palette. Like, they really want to take it with them somewhere. They would, most likely gravitate and really use this palette and use the different colors, because again, it has pops of beautiful shades in here. And I have played with at least 3 looks so far. I've made a green eye look, and I've also made like more of a plum berry tone look with it. So some of the shadows you gotta work a little bit more. I noticed with the plums, one plum like a more of a satin finish, I had to kind of really work it, and it seemed more like a topper shade to me. But they overall are really nice colors. I will be coming back to do more looks with this palette. In fact, I probably will continue to film looks with it, so you all can get an idea about this palette, and I'll give you my opinion of those shadows as I'm using it for those particular looks. So far I really like it. $35 is not bad for 40 eyeshadow shades. but compared to, you know, what we would consider, what we would want to pay for a drugstore brand, I think 35 is just a little bit much. I think this is on par with maybe $25, but I am willing to spend $35 because again, you get 40 shades and they're really good eyeshadow shades. So that's my opinion. Even though I do think if I was pricing it, I would say $25, $25 to $30 would be where I will put this palette in terms of the pricing for it. So far really good. I really think it's really good. It's really pretty. So you're looking for a nice summer palette, something again that you want to have really bold, pretty yellow eye looks, blue looks, green looks, orange looks. This is the palette. And then it also works when we start moving into the fall. You got a lot of fall shades in here. You got a lot of cool tone shades in here. And then when you move into the winter, you got some wintry type shades in here. So overall, it's a really good palette. And I'm happy that NYX released it because it gives me a all-in-one type of palette, as I said. So that concludes my tutorial. Hopefully you found this helpful. And again, I always try to do what I can to help you all to really, you know, have a really good bargain shopping and really find a good deal on your cosmetics. So when I bought this palette from the NYX store, they had a promotion going on. If you spend $30, you will also get a free product. So they had some lip products, and then they also had, I think, highlighters and something else that was there. I'm not quite remembering, but most of the lip products are highlighters. So I picked up a highlighter, and it's the Eclair brand. I think it's called like Eclair, and it's a very pretty like purple shade highlighter. I would put it on with this look, but I think I'll save it for another tutorial and show it to you with maybe with a more blue tone look or more of a plummy kind of look or something, so you could kind of see the kind of contrast of the highlighter on my cheek. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching my video. Do you own this palette? Is this something that you would like to pick up? And let me know your thoughts. I'm willing to, I love to engage with you all, and for those who have engaged with me, thank you so much. I really enjoy getting to know people around the world and here in my country. So thank you so much for conversating with me and saying hello. I really greatly appreciate it. So with this, I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.